quite hard to take in what was a stereotypical game of two halves, really, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was. I thought that they played the same way in the second half. We dealt with it better in the first half and didn't deal with it in the second half. They took their chances, we didn't. Creating more chances, and we've got to start putting them away. Simple as. I said last week, and I told people coming down here this week, hard tough place to come to get anything. But unfortunately, when you get decisions going, and it's not blaming the ref, but decisions that went against us, normally they score on one that didn't. We get Ollie pulled down when he was on goal. Not saying he would have scored, but we didn't even get a free kick. So swings and roundabouts, we've got to move on, but it just highlights some of the problems that the team have had over the last 6 months, i.e. not scoring goals. 1 minute everybody's telling me how, the strikers, how many goals we've scored. Good players do it all season. Consistency. We ain't consistent enough. End of story.
Do you feel like you should have been further ahead at the break, aside from just the one goal from Lewis?
Should have been further ahead last week, should have been further ahead the week before, and we ain't. So you can only deal with what's in front of you, and that's the disappointment of coming here and getting beat. I like losing.
A word for the fans today. 55 people in the crowd of 2,700. It's a Saturday before Christmas. It's a great following from the Crawley faithful.
Absolutely fantastic. They were singing all the way through the first half, and I felt a bit gutted for them. I don't know what the game was like to watch, but we knew for 20 minutes in the first half they'd come at you, because that's all they can do. 20 minutes in the second half they'd come at you. And the 2 goals we conceded, to me, was sloppy goals. They weren't even decent goals. I wouldn't want to get beat by good goals. But I'd like to see, and I will be watching it on the way home, how many chances we missed again. You can't keep missing chances. I've said to everybody, no matter what level you're at, and people have got ambitions to go forward or do what they've got to do, they've got to start putting them in the net.
Will you take positives from today's game, that you did get a goal in front, and it was just a 10-minute blip really, wasn't it, where they got themselves back on level terms and then ahead? But aside from that, the other 85 minutes, you've more than matched them.
The only positive I'll take is what you've just said, but at the end of the day, positives are we've picked the paper up tomorrow and we've got beat 2-1. Nobody's going to care about positive. There's a load of work to be done here. I just hope that I'm allowed to get on and do it, or somebody's allowed to come in and do it, because if we don't do it very soon, who knows what goes on. It's just disappointing. The lads, they've all tried. It's not trying and giving 100%, like the fans have given 100% to come up here. That's just a gimmick. You've got to have that. It's the little bits of quality on the top of that. In certain areas today, we didn't have that, and that's what's cost us. And me and Lee are talking. Lee's played at the top level, and it's that consistency. You get your one chance, you score one, and we defend properly. As we said at half time, we ain't got to score again. We're 1-0 up. We haven't got to score again, so we just do the discipline. No. And we didn't. Where you come from? And to be fair to them, they had to go at the second half, but I just can't believe some of the things that goes on in football now. It just impresses me a little bit. But there you go.
Looking ahead then, John, this time of year, busy fixture periods, you've got not a lot of time to turn things around. Is that a good thing in your eyes that you've got another game on Thursday to try and improve on what went wrong today?
Yeah, well, see, this is what I'm saying. See, I ain't all doom and gloom. I'm doom and gloom that we've lost. I'm not doom and gloom that we can't do this and we can't do that. And it's not a negative, but we've lost, so we've got to react. I've said to the boys in there, quiet as a church mouse, nobody's saying a word. That's what defeat feels like, and I don't like that feeling. It's bad enough when you draw and you should have won, but when you should have got something out of that, do we want to become a should have, could have, might have been team, or do you want to be a team that does it every week? Consistency.
One or two players that weren't involved in the squad today, you mentioned before that everybody will get an opportunity, particularly given this busy period. Reece Cox not involved today, Tom Dallison back but only on the bench, David Cisse up with me in the commentary box. You'll be looking at utilising squad options in the games ahead?
Of course we will, and I think, obviously Coxie, I'm getting a bit, people are asking me questions here all the time about it, and I said to people, Coxie was out because he had an hamstring injury. As I noticed last week, that's why he wasn't playing. Tom has just come back from injury and from suspension, and we haven't let a goal in, so how could we change it? So I think some of the questions, no disrespect to you, you're asking me, stupid.